Okay, the final step before we go to heat treat is to drill the pins for the tang hole and the pins to hold the handles on. So in this one, I've already got it marked where the handle's gonna end roughly. Set this down. So what I need to do is to mark where I'm going to drill my holes. So I can do this without blocking the camera. So I know from this style that I want to go roughly 1 inch for the first one and roughly 3.5, 3.25 inches to the second one. It's 1 inch thick. So mark it at 1/2 inch, inch thick, mark it at 1/2 inch again. So now I have 2 pluses where I'm gonna stamp them and drill them. Before I do that though, I'm gonna mark straight across from those 2 X's, come up with a point in the back, and that's where the tang hole is gonna go. So with the punch and the hammer, I'm gonna punch these 3 spots, and I'm going to shake the crap out of the camera. Not even sure if you're watching me anymore. Alright, so I've got my 3 marks, and now it's off to the drill press. Got the 1/4 inch bit in first, so I'll start with the tong hole. One thing I didn't mention, ooh, that's hot. One thing I didn't mention though is when I drill these, I want that blade, if this is turning this way, I want to mark it, drill it, so that if that ever catches on that drill bit, it's going to be the back that gets me, not the blade. Because even though that's not sharp, it could probably still do a number on you. So I'm going to change this out to the 1/8 inch. I have cutting oil that I normally use, but I don't want to make a mess while I'm trying to film this, so hopefully I just won't wreck my bits. And there we have it. We're ready for heat treat. Okay, we're at the forge. We're going to start the heat treat process. And the way I heat treat, it's actually probably a 3 or 4 day process. But I think it's the best way to do it, so I'm going to keep doing it that way. So this is first step. The steel is annealed right now. I bought it in the annealed state. So I'm going to start normalizing it. I'm going to do this over the course of the next couple of days. I have the blades right here. I'm going to fire up the forge in just a minute. The first step, we're going to get it up to non-magnetic. You'll see a pipe in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a pipe in the forge. What that'll do is that'll work as like a heat sink. It'll make it a more even heat. So I'll actually heat treat in that pipe. You'll see as I go. The only tool that you really need, or tools, you need a couple tools, but the only tool you really need is a magnet. I also have a good pair of tongs. And here's my anvil. I have a hammer and I have my stamp. This is how I brand my knives. And I'm going to be doing that on this first heat cycle. So I don't know if the camera will follow me because I'm alone, but you'll see me pull the knife out, you'll see me come down and stamp it, and then it'll go back up in. You can probably figure it out. So we gotta get that forge lit, and you gotta be careful with these things because they like to puff. Get them down. I'll get that knife out of the way. I'll get the camera out of the way. Let's take a piece of paper. Light it up. Get it in there and turn the gas on.